Tesla is steadily working toward its long-term vision of generating 1 terawatt of solar energy, solving one of the biggest challenges in clean power production. According to Elon Musk, Tesla could eventually become the first company capable of operating a massive solar manufacturing facility producing 100 gigawatts, or even as much as 1,000 gigawatts, of solar capacity every year. That's enough electricity to power an entire nation and could fundamentally reshape the global energy industry. Musk's ambition for this project is extraordinary. It may represent Tesla's secret strategy to evolve from an electric vehicle manufacturer into a company that controls a significant share of the world's energy infrastructure. So what's really driving this enormous investment? And could a single factory truly change the future of global energy? Many people believe they already know Tesla's next trillion-dollar business. Some think it's robotaxi. Others believe Optimus or artificial intelligence will lead the way. Yet while attention has remained focused on those projects, something even bigger has been developing almost entirely out of the spotlight. Just outside Houston, Texas, roughly 35 miles from downtown, Tesla is quietly constructing what could become the largest solar manufacturing facility ever built. Not simply the biggest in America, not just the largest outside China, potentially the largest on Earth. According to Elon Musk, the factory could eventually reach an astonishing annual production capacity of 1,000 gigawatts, a figure so enormous that many energy experts initially dismissed it as unrealistic. But here's where the story becomes far more interesting. This isn't simply another ambitious promise or futuristic vision. Construction has already begun. Tesla has broken ground, and work is actively underway. That raises an obvious question. Why is almost nobody talking about it? For years, Tesla Solar was widely considered one of the company's biggest disappointments. After acquiring SolarCity in 2016, Elon Musk envisioned Tesla leading the worldwide clean energy revolution. New York invested nearly $1 billion in incentives to help establish Tesla's Buffalo factory, expecting it to become the largest solar manufacturing center in the Western Hemisphere. Instead, those expectations quickly fell apart. Panasonic eventually assumed production before ending its involvement in 2020. The Buffalo facility gradually shifted toward manufacturing supercharger components and processing autopilot hardware, while solar panel production quietly faded into the background. Tesla's solar division declined so significantly that it almost disappeared from company earnings discussions. Then, near the end of 2025, everything began changing. This time, however, the strategy looked completely different. Without much public attention, Tesla quietly introduced an entirely new solar panel at its Buffalo facility called the TSB420. By early 2026, the product officially entered the U.S. market. Most observers viewed the launch as nothing more than a modest attempt to revive a business that had lost momentum years earlier. But the panel itself was never the real story. Instead, it became the first sign that something much larger was already underway. That became obvious only weeks later when Elon Musk appeared at the World Economic Forum in Davos and announced that both Tesla and SpaceX would each develop enough manufacturing capacity in the United States to reach 100 gigawatts of annual solar production while controlling the entire supply chain, from raw materials all the way to completed solar panels. As expected, the financial markets reacted much the same way they often respond to Musk's boldest announcements. The goal sounded extremely ambitious, enormously expensive, and nearly impossible. Many investors assumed it would never happen. Then the evidence started appearing. CNBC reported that Tesla was negotiating to purchase approximately $2.9 billion worth of advanced solar manufacturing equipment from China, with the equipment expected to be shipped directly to Texas. Suddenly, what had sounded like another impossible prediction began looking much more like a real construction project. Now we finally know where that project is taking shape. In Brookshire, Texas, just outside Houston, Tesla has reportedly leased more than 1.65 million square feet of industrial space, with plans to expand by several 100,000 additional square feet in the near future. Even more interestingly, this is the same location where Tesla is constructing its roughly $200 million Megapack megafactory. That strongly suggests these aren't two separate investments. They're two parts of one long-term strategy. What Tesla is creating in Brookshire isn't simply another manufacturing plant. It's the foundation of a fully integrated energy campus, where solar panels and Megapack battery systems are produced side by side within a single manufacturing ecosystem. At first glance, that might not seem revolutionary, but it perfectly reflects Tesla's vision for the future of energy. In Tesla's long-term strategy, solar generation and battery storage aren't independent businesses. They're complementary parts of one integrated system. Think about it. A utility-scale solar farm becomes significantly more valuable when paired with Megapack batteries capable of storing electricity around the clock. Likewise, a rooftop solar installation reaches its full potential when combined with a Powerwall. That's why Tesla isn't merely trying to sell additional solar panels. It's building an ecosystem where every product increases the value of the next, allowing the company to control the entire energy chain rather than only one section of it. That's exactly what makes this project so important. Based on everything confirmed so far, the Brookshire facility isn't designed as a traditional solar panel assembly plant. Instead, Tesla is creating a vertically integrated manufacturing operation where nearly every major production stage takes place inside one facility. From producing silicon ingots and cutting wafers to manufacturing photovoltaic cells and assembling finished panels, almost the entire process happens under one roof. That level of vertical integration is exceptionally rare in today's solar industry, where most manufacturers still rely on supply chains spread across multiple Asian countries. In many ways, Tesla is applying the same manufacturing philosophy that transformed its electric vehicle business. Rather than depending heavily on outside suppliers for essential components, Tesla wants to bring as much production in-house as possible, giving the company greater control over costs, manufacturing speed, quality, and future scalability. Houston also makes far more strategic sense than many people realize. As one of America's largest port cities, it provides the infrastructure needed to import billions of dollars worth of specialized manufacturing equipment from China, something Austin simply cannot offer on the same scale. Beyond that, Houston delivers a massive industrial logistics network, a highly skilled workforce, and enough available land to expand enormous manufacturing facilities much more efficiently than most locations in the country. That makes it an ideal location for a project of this magnitude. Then came the numbers that truly surprised everyone. According to Elon Musk, Tesla ultimately plans to build 1 terawatt of solar power, with 100 gigawatts serving as the initial production target for this factory. Today, Tesla's Buffalo facility produces only about 300 megawatts of solar panels annually. Reaching 100 gigawatts would represent an increase of more than 300 times. Even more remarkably, Tesla hopes to achieve that level within less than 3 years. To appreciate how extraordinary that target is, consider the current industry leader. First Solar, America's largest domestic solar manufacturer, is expected to reach approximately 17.7 gigawatts of annual capacity by 2027. Meanwhile, the entire United States installed roughly 32 gigawatts of new solar capacity during 2023. Tesla is proposing that a single factory could eventually manufacture more than 3 times the amount of solar panels the entire country deployed in 1 year. That isn't an incremental improvement. It's a manufacturing scale the industry has never attempted before. That's That's exactly why many analysts remain skeptical. Calling the plan ambitious might actually be an understatement. Elon Musk has built a reputation for setting goals that initially appear impossible. However, some of his biggest timelines have also slipped. The solar roof was once presented as the future of residential construction before largely fading from public attention. The 4680 battery program required years longer than expected to reach meaningful production. The Tesla Semi also arrived well behind its original schedule. That's why investors aren't questioning whether Tesla can build another factory. They're asking whether any company on Earth can scale solar manufacturing this quickly without encountering the same delays that have affected many of Tesla's previous projects. This time, however, one major difference separates the Brookshire project from Tesla's earlier efforts. Unlike the Buffalo factory, Brookshire isn't being built around government subsidies or political incentive packages. No state government is writing Tesla a massive check in exchange for promised jobs. Nor does the project appear to follow a build first and hope later strategy. Instead, Tesla is investing its own capital, fundamentally changing the equation. Current estimates suggest the manufacturing equipment alone could cost nearly $3 billion. That figure doesn't even include cleanroom facilities, factory construction, utilities, and the enormous supporting infrastructure required for a project of this scale. By the time the entire campus is completed, total investment could easily exceed $4 billion. That level of financial commitment reveals something important. Tesla isn't making a small speculative investment. The company is committing billions because management appears convinced the long-term opportunity justifies one of the largest manufacturing investments in Tesla's history. Perhaps even more interesting, Tesla doesn't necessarily need to achieve its ultimate 100-gigawatt goal for the project to become an enormous success. Even if the factory reaches only 20 or 30 gigawatts annually, Tesla would immediately become one of America's largest solar manufacturers. If production eventually reaches 50 gigawatts, Tesla wouldn't merely compete with today's industry leaders. It would completely redefine the competitive landscape. That's why the 100-gigawatt headline may not even be the most important part of this story. The real takeaway is that Tesla is building manufacturing capacity so large that even reaching only a fraction of its ultimate target could permanently transform the American solar industry. If that happens, we may be witnessing the beginning of an entirely new era for solar manufacturing in the United States. Meanwhile, as attention remains focused on Tesla's enormous Texas solar project, the company has quietly been making another move that could prove equally important to its long-term global strategy. This time, the focus shifts from America to Europe. Tesla is reportedly preparing a major expansion of Gigafactory Berlin by constructing a huge new facility just north of the existing complex. Early reports indicate the new building could nearly double the factory's current footprint, signaling that Tesla's ambitions in Germany extend far beyond increasing vehicle production. What's especially interesting is that the expansion appears to involve much more than adding assembly lines or hiring additional workers. Shortly after Tesla announced plans to significantly increase production at Giga Berlin, new reports pointed toward a major physical expansion of the site itself, fueling speculation that Tesla is preparing space for an entirely new generation of products. Earlier this year, Elon Musk hinted that the purpose-built Cybercab is the most likely next product to be manufactured at Giga Berlin, with the Optimus humanoid robot potentially following later. If that happens, Berlin would become a key pillar of Tesla's global robotaxi strategy. Manufacturing Cybercab in Europe would eliminate the need to ship vehicles across the Atlantic, allowing Tesla to deploy autonomous fleets throughout major European cities as regulatory approval expands. Although the expanded facility could eventually produce Optimus robots or even future versions of the Tesla Semi, Cybercab currently appears to be the most logical near-term product. Tesla has already started mass production of Cybercab at Giga Texas, and dedicated assembly lines in Germany would significantly simplify logistics while accelerating expansion across the European market. The sheer size of the proposed building also suggests Tesla is planning well beyond a single vehicle. The additional floor space would allow the company to install entirely new manufacturing lines alongside existing vehicle production, while continuing to expand on-site 4680 battery cell manufacturing, creating an even more vertically integrated operation. These expansion plans closely match Tesla's recent announcement that Giga Berlin will increase production by another 20% beginning in October, while adding approximately 1,000 new employees. Combined with the construction of a much larger facility, the production increase and workforce expansion suggest Tesla is finally beginning the large-scale growth Elon Musk has promised for years. Especially after workers recently voted against a union majority in the latest Works Council election, giving the company greater flexibility to execute its long-term manufacturing strategy. So what do you think? Can Elon Musk actually deliver one of the most ambitious manufacturing projects in modern history? Or is the 100-gigawatt solar factory aiming beyond what's realistically possible? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our future Tesla deep dives. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.